insist. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol nהיה b'dbarei.
לחיים.
Amen. Amen.
L'chaim, l'chaim. Chaim v'bracha. Oh, good tavach, everybody. Shavua tov. Good week. A blessed week. This doesn't want to stay so well. Never did. That better? All right. Continuing with our Hasidic discourse, our mimer of Pada b'shalom nafshi, my soul is redeemed in peace. So we spoke about through peace, Torah study is peace. Three dimensions in Torah study. One that represents the time of King Solomon in the Holy Temple, where there was real peace. Then the first stage of Mashiach, and then the second stage of Mashiach, where there's a change in the nature of the world, where godliness is nothing but the reality of the world. This parallels the studying of Hasidic teachings, that it's not about intellectually grasping and understanding, but it's about seeing that which you learn and understand in your mind's eye. You see it with your physical eye. Because when you see something, it's real, it's authentic, it's indelible mark on the mind and on the heart and on one's soul. Right? So let's explain further this idea. The ultimate redemption through peace can only be achieved if the klipa, which is the ultimate enemy, right? The ultimate enemy is that which covers over on the divine. So klipa, the shell that covers over the divine, is the ultimate enemy. It needs to be transformed into holiness. If the enemy is not transformed in its own territory, right, or the essence of the enemy is not transformed, this still allows for the existence of the enemy, which cannot be a complete redemption. Right? Excuse me. King Solomon only transformed Kalipa, nations of the world, when they came to him. But in their place, they weren't transformed. In their abode, in their nation, they weren't transformed. Only when they came to him, they came to Jerusalem, and they experienced the holiness of God, right? But in their own abode, in their own lifestyle, in their own being, they weren't transformed, right? Likewise, if the core essence is not, so then it's not a true, transformation, complete. So let's understand different types of redemptions. 3 different levels of redemption through peace. As we just spoke about, that they're parallel to 3 different dimensions. We spoke in the last couple classes. They parallel the 3 different time periods. Again, the times of King Solomon, first stage of Mashiach, and the second stage of Mashiach. But the Rebbe says that since this is all coming on the same verse, Pada b'shalom nafshi, that my soul is redeemed in peace, right? All these 3 different explanations, right? So they have to be all related to each other. They actually describe one continuous process. One continuous process. Okay. Maybe part of the process. Continuously, exactly. Now, so in addition to the fact that it's a continuous process, right? And we're talking about 3 levels of Torah study. Well, 3 levels of Torah study. There's only one Torah. So all the levels are united then. There's a connection between them. So therefore, we are now learning Torah in exile, in Golos. And even the revealed dimension of Torah, right? We'll be able to merit the learning of the Torah, Mashiach, in a way of seeing, because all the levels are connected. So this can be explained by the statement in the Talmud that said, happy is a person who arrives to Gan Eden after they pass away with the learning in their hand. Hear that? Wow. Just like take a moment to appreciate that statement. Other religions, one specific one, right, that we're contending with. Now, happy is the person who went on jihad and martyred and killed, because then they'll go to a place. By the way, they made a mistake. There's a spelling mistake. It's 72 Virginians. There was a spelling mistake somewhere along the way. I don't know how that happened, but that's what they're getting, 72 Virginians. You know, like George Washington was Virginian. Thomas Jefferson was a Virginian. Yeah, that's who. Hi. Hi. R-rated. Yeah. I think you're right. Why are we going to be happy going to Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden, after our time in this world? Is because our study will be in hand. In other words, we're going to go up there with our studies. Keep on studying. Make sure you're here to study together, right? So the Alter Rebbe explains this statement to mean that by learning Torah in this world, we merit learning a deeper meaning of the same passage of the Torah when we go to Gan Eden. So we see from the fact that one type of learning merits another type of connection between a simple level of Torah, which is learned in this world, and a deeper level of Torah, which is learned in Gan Eden. Beautiful. Others we're learning right now, you're going to relearn it in Gan Eden. But this is after 120 years in our lifetime here, right? But there you're going to have that ray of light that's going to be so powerful that you'll have, you're having a pleasure now, I'm sure. But the pleasure will be so much greater. So much greater. Yeah. Okay, so after connecting the lowest level of redemption through peace, which is learning the revealed parts of the Torah, right? Revealed parts meaning the Talmud, Jewish law, and the like, the do's and the don'ts. That's the revealed part, right? To the highest level, which is the internal aspect, the godly aspect that speaks about godliness in the same teachings, but the godly aspect of it as opposed to the material aspect or the human condition aspect. And on that level, we will come to the highest level where we will see that reality. So the Rebbe expands this even further. So if you recall at the beginning of the discourse, we divided the redemption into two categories, redemption through peace and a redemption through war. Till this point in the discourse, we've understood that only all the levels of redemption of peace are connected with each other. But how about the connection between the redemption through war? Okay, let's go through that. However, since the redemption through war is still a category of redemption, and redemption is all in the end one idea, right, of refinement. So there must be a connection between them. So, right, there must be. And then it's all part of coming to the final redemption of Mashiach. And not only the final redemption, but even the second era of the times of Mashiach.
Is that when the resurrection?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
Um,
3 levels of war.
1 second. So the beginning of redemption is it will free us from the suffering at the hand of other nations, the Jewish people. Wow. That's happening now.
Serious con.
Yeah. Even though this isn't the complete Geula of Mashiach, it's nevertheless a redemption, right? Which means, yeah. So, trying to get my mind through what it's.
Which we're talking about war.
So, well, yeah, when we speak about war here, we're speaking about, the subjugation of the Jewish people, which is happening now. It's really happening. And there's no doubt what's going on. This is all part and parcel of bringing from redemption through war, redemption through peace, which we through, as we explained, through the study of Torah. So we're going through the war aspect. Our participation over here is helping in the peace aspect, and together we're going to make it happen. More on this to come, but I'll leave right now. Thank you.